welcome back to the year two off-season episode of my Georgia Bulldogs Dynasty. Last episode, we had a really disappointing finish. Lost to Kansas State right before the national championship game, 38-35, in a game that we were up 3 touchdowns. It just completely fell apart. No really other way to put it. 24-7 is what Kansas State outscored us by. In the fourth quarter, Gunnar Stockton had one of the worst interceptions you'll ever see. We're going to just headcanon it because it feels like something that almost like glitched in the game. You know, that he had his arm hit as he was trying to try to throw a deep pass, and we did miss a field goal early in the game. So despite the big third quarter, it just was not meant to be. Kansas State went on to lose the national championship game in really dramatic fashion against an Ohio State team that, you know, has Julian Sayin as a redshirt freshman winning the Heisman. Jeremiah Smith had 177 yards and 2 touchdowns in that championship game. Just an absolute superstar. But yeah, so we ended up being ranked at number 4. Went 13-2. Two pretty disappointing losses. But we'll go over the roster, kind of do a position by position thing. Went over the stats at the end of the last episode, but we'll go through that right quick because I want to take a look at the seniors and maybe who I am expecting to leave. So again, Gunnar Stockton had a pretty good season. A little over 4,000 yards, 38 touchdowns against 15 interceptions. We did a really good job taking care of the football with him early in the year, and then kind of struggled, you know, in the back half. But was largely really accurate. Does have some problems with the deep ball, but pretty much anything within 15 yards, he's really solid. It's a good fit for what I do offensively. Trevor Etienne, senior, ended up, you know, having a great season again. You know, not as good as his junior year, but definitely had a really good season. Think he'll be a top 3 or 4 round draft pick. Tavares Tobias, freshman, is a hammer. I think is definitely going to be the focal point of our rushing game heading into next year. Would be pretty well shocked. And then you got, you know, the 2 Robinsons. Both of them were really good. Branson somehow did not find the end zone this year. And we do have Glenn Easy, who may still find a role in the offense next year. Just kind of see how people develop and everything, because he's the only real, like, non-power back as of right now I'm going to have on the roster. Anthony Evans should be back. I mean, a huge season, broke the single-season record for yards and touchdowns. Very likely should he come back, and I don't think he's going to hit the threshold to leave. Very likely going to rewrite, you know, the Georgia record book. London Humphreys was really good, replacing Dominique Lovett. Should be an even bigger part of the offense next year. Oscar Delps took a step down from his junior year, but was still really good. Dylan Bell finishes off his career with another pretty good year. Etienne was obviously a monster out of the backfield, and we did get Nitro Togo a little bit involved throughout the year. Did score 2 touchdowns. Lawson Lucky, going to be a senior next year, should be the lead guy there in the tight end room. Then you take a look at just what else we kind of have working down here. Offensive line, for the most part, was really good throughout the year. Run game definitely got going towards the latter part of the season to its fullest extent. We ended up being second or third. At the last I look at it, we were second in rushing as a team. So should have ended up there behind Michigan. But definitely could have some attrition here at this position. Got some talented guys. Going to have some players leaving like Micah Morris that'll be graduating. So definitely could be, you know, Jarrett Wilson, expecting Ernest Green. It's going to be a new look offensive line, I have a feeling, heading into next year. Raylan Wilson had a really good year. Didn't quite hit the century mark, but had led the team in tackles. Aguero was good. Bowles was really good. KJ Bolden, Ellis Robinson. We'll just kind of peek down. If you want to look for somebody in particular, you can pause it. But we'll take a look at the leaders, of course. Tackles for loss. I mean, a huge first year as a starter for Jordan Hall. He should definitely be back. Kristen Miller should be back. He's been excellent so far in this series. Jalen Walker will be gone, was an outstanding player for us. Damon Wilson should be back as well, was really, really good. Jamal Jarrett kind of really stepped into his own this year. Sack-wise, the big four we already talked about. Wilson and Bowles did get involved in the pass rushing game. Then Tidd, Justin Williams. Really excited to see him eventually get to play. Very, very good athlete. And Pemba did get a sack, and Jamario Yates got one as well. Interceptions, of course. We had an SEC record-breaking season here from Dalen Everett as a senior. Was a little shocked he decided to come back after a pretty good junior campaign, but I guess he decided to come back and set records. Ellis Robinson, was a great freshman, even better this year. Won Defensive Back of the Year, actually over Everett, despite Everett's performance. Bowles, Wilson, Aguero, KJ Bolden, and Humphrey got all of our interceptions. Woodring should be back. Felt like he improved this year. I got a little bit more comfortable with the kicks, but of course he did miss a major field goal there in that last loss. And Thorson will be gone. Don't punt it a whole lot, but definitely worth noting. Had 3 kicks taken back for a touchdown of the season, 2 of them from Anthony Evans, and had one from Nitro Tuggle. Didn't really do anything at all in the punt return game this year after Anthony Evans had a couple of splash plays in 2024. But yeah, ended up at 13-2. So this is kind of what I'm expecting as we head into the offseason. I think Tommy Newman is going to try to transfer, and I may just let him go. He's not a real player that came on the base roster, so he's not a guy I would really plan to start, just kind of because of that fact. So if he decides to transfer, I'm all good. If not, he can hang out on the roster anyway. Running back, you're obviously losing ETN. I don't think that either of the Robinsons hit the threshold to leave to go to the NFL draft. But of course, if they do at running backs, I let everybody go. If it's any position outside of running backs, they're not 3 rounds, I might at least debate the, trying to encourage them to come back. Obviously, at wide receiver, you're definitely losing Dylan Bell, and I think he's going to be the only one that we lose unless somebody kind of surprise transfers, which there's nobody other than Tommy Newman that's even supposed to be potentially transferring out. At tight end, definitely losing Oscar Delp. Not expecting to lose anybody else. Ernest Green, I feel like for sure is leaving. Definitely in a good spot at this position, depending on which one of Freeling or Daniels, improves more. But obviously it would be huge to get Green back if he does decide to. Definitely losing Micah Morris, but in a really good spot here with Daniel Calhoun moving into next season. Losing Jared Wilson, who's been a 2-year starter for us, but Bobo was actually a higher rated player than him, but I decided to start Wilson for the 2nd straight year. Right guard should bring back Kelton Smith, so that should be a good spot. See if Easley maybe takes a jump. And should bring back all of our right tackles. Defensive side, you're definitely losing Tidd. I don't think Christian Miller's really at a spot where he's going to leave, which is great for us. He's been so good. Same with Jordan Hall. Jamal Jarrett should still be staying. Only an 82 base overall, should not be looking to go pro. Damon Wilson, kind of the same there. No other seniors. So we're going to bring back a lot of players. I could maybe see Bowles going, but I just don't know what the threshold is for leaving. If not, we're going to have a whole bunch of linebackers back again next year. Jalen Walker is leaving. I guess I should have been going over everybody's stats. So I'll go back through the seniors and we'll do that. But Jalen Walker, excellent, 29 sacks over the last 2 seasons. Had a 4.5 sack effort against Kansas State in the unfortunate loss, but that game propelled him to break Georgia's single-season sack record. Was just an absolute menace. 60 tackles for losses and 29 sacks over these last 2 years. So spot's in good hands, but it's definitely going to suck to lose him. Dalen Everett's gone. Broke the SEC career and single-season record for interceptions in these 2 years. 21 interceptions between the 2 years. Just an outstanding player. Could definitely lose maybe a Julian Humphrey as well, but expecting to bring back a lot of this cornerback room. Free safety, Aguero again could leave, but I think he ends up staying. He's been playing strong safety for us. KJ had a really good first year, and then should bring back everybody there. And then Thorson, obviously we don't punt it a whole lot, but he was our kickoff guy and did an excellent job with that. But yeah, don't punt a whole lot. But yeah, we'll go back through. Sorry, I guess I should have done this. I meant to do this and then just wasn't. ETN, crossed over the 1,000-yard mark both the last 2 years, 19 rushing touchdowns between the 2 seasons. Adding in another 6 in the receiving game, was active, was definitely our leading receiver out of the backfield each of the last 2 years. And then we'll move over here, Dylan Bell. Really good. Definitely a bit of a step down this year as the volume of the passing game went down, but had a really good junior year, but was overshadowed by Dominic Lovett and Oscar Delp, and of course the emergence of Anthony Evans later. And, a step down this year, but he was really, really clutch for us. A lot of crucial third down conversions over the course of the last 2 years. And then we get Oscar Delp, the last guy that really can show stats. I mean, obviously a monster junior campaign. 92 catches, over 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns. Pretty much cut everything almost like in half, but was a heck of a player for us. So, yeah, I'm expecting to lose pretty much the seniors and maybe a couple of other guys, but it's going to be a lot of people leaving regardless at the end of the 2026 season. Let's get the offseason started. See what we may have. So you see Newman is still at least a threat to transfer. We'll take a look officially at players leaving. Ernest Green, projected first-round guy. I'm just going to let him ride. Tommy Newman said that he was kind of likely to transfer the whole time. Like I said, I'm going to let him go. We'll kind of take a peek. Is there a way can you do this nationally? Because I'd like to at least. I'm definitely going to let Ernest Green go. I think it's fair. He's been a 3-year starter at left tackle. Very, very highly rated. Okay, so there's no way to really check it. So we'll just kind of peek around kind of the SEC and maybe anybody else if they kind of pop up into my, to interest me. So Alabama, got Brailsford there. Let's see. Anybody really for Arizona leaving? No. Okay. Trying to just, I guess, really more seeing if people are declaring or not. Ooh, Auburn has a ton of people that are looking to transfer. Okay, wow. That's wild for sure. Okay. Let me back out and then go back into it. That way it's listed where I can see everybody, I guess, that can be persuaded there at the top. Auburn's got a lot of people trying to transfer out. Was obviously not a good year on the Plains, and that's what happens when you have bad seasons. Let's take a look. Let's see about Clemson. Definitely lost Klubnik. Had a couple guys looking to transfer. Peter Woods had a really good game against us in the playoffs. Is looking to leave. Florida, nobody is looking to transfer. So that's at least good for the Gators. They did get above 500 this year. We already looked at us. Georgia Tech. Singleton had a good game against us. Looks like he is going to go pro. Got a couple guys that are looking to transfer out. Let's see. Really just looking for people that might transfer and stuff because I can go through the draft results and take a look at some of these teams as better players. LSU, have not played them yet in this series. Michigan, they are not losing anybody. 9-4, kind of to be expected unless somebody decides to go pro. Have not played Missouri yet in this series. Looks like they're going to be losing their running back. And let's do Ohio State. Caleb Downs is leaving. That's kind of expected. Trinidad and Callaway transfers, maybe something to keep an eye on there. Let's do, let's see. Tennessee, Seth Gilliam, a wide receiver there looking to transfer as a freshman. Okay. Texas, a lot of guys going pro, but only one guy declaring early, and Malik Muhammad. Yeah. So I'm just gonna let Ernest Green go. I mean, if he was like a fourth or fifth rounder showing, I think that would make more sense. But I mean, a projected first rounder, extremely low chance anyway. We'll just let him. We'll let him ride. And it does say got some good projected rounds for these guys. So definitely bringing back a lot of players, and are not going to have a whole lot of openings. Got a level up there for the first time in a while. It's always good to see. Let's take a look at the draft results. Ernest Green goes in the first round. We have Etienne and Delp and Morris go in the second. Jalen Walker falls to the third. Everett the fourth. Dylan Bell the sixth. And Jared Wilson the seventh. And then we'll just kind of start at the top. I'll just quickly click through these. Okay, so Air Force and Akron each have somebody drafted. Alabama, just like us, has a ton of players drafted. We don't have as many as we did in year one, but Alabama has a nice class there. Okay. Just in case you happen to be a fan of these guys, of any of these teams, and maybe see somebody. Okay, we finally are going through a bit of a dry spell. Looked like a lot of teams were having guys get drafted, which is always good to see. Klubnik ended up going in the first round. Okay. Florida with 4 guys. Florida State with a decent class there. Is anybody going to beat out Alabama? They filled up the entire screen. Kansas State, 4 people gets drafted. A lot of people for Kentucky, actually, in this season. Them 2 wide receivers. It's kind of nice to not have to play them anymore. They never did a lot of damage against us, but obviously always good. Harold Perkins actually stayed for his senior season and finally leaves. Nussmeier did get drafted for LSU. Miami put together a really strong class here. 2 guys in the first and a second rounder. Ruben Bain's insane. Great player. Let's take a look. Missouri did have a bunch of people there as well. Okay. We should get a chance to play them for the first time this upcoming season. That'll be really fun. Missouri, since they moved to the SEC, have been like a quiet rival with Georgia. There have been a lot of good games with them over the years. Notre Dame, a decent little class there. Ohio State, a bunch of guys, Downs and Igbognewsome. I know how to say that name. I don't know why it's giving me fits right now. Igbognewsome. 2 first-rounders there. A couple guys for Oklahoma. We should be playing them as well. Juice Wells finally goes pro and goes into the first round. Evan Stewart, coming off of an injury, still going in the first round. Okay. Singleton, really, really big class there for Penn State, too. So, nice for the Nittany Lions. They go 9-4 with all this talent. Drew Allard ends up going in the third round. Okay. SMU, a couple guys. South Carolina, just a couple of guys. Just 2 guys for Tennessee. Okay. Guessing Nico is going to be a first-round pick next year, if I had to wager guess. Tennessee has really not been good, though, in this series. Wonder if that will end up hurting some of his development. Texas, really, really big class here. Muhammad and Banks each go in the first round. Good class there from Texas A&M. Tulane, shout out to my boys, Caleb Bransall, Mario, and Hughes. Okay. Good class there from USC. Former Dog, Bear Alexander goes in the second round. Ooh, a first rounder from Utah State. Ike Larson, free safety. Nice. Yeah, just a couple of players on some of these teams down here. We're back at the top. Let's take a look at the We'll just take a look at the transfer portal first, and see what might be standing out. So TJ Capers, outside linebacker. Power rushers at least interested in us. I don't think there's any reason like to not at least take a look at that position. We do have the void being left over from Jalen Walker. You obviously have to be careful with transfers. At least the last that I looked, they do not get off-season upgrades. So something to keep in mind. Definitely some solid players here. Oh, it'd be nice to get Nick Harbor. Why does he not like his playing style? What would be the playing style thing for a wide receiver? The deep threat wide receiver? My passing yards are a little down. That's right. That's interesting. Okay. Obviously, we're not looking at it. I didn't mean to even do that. Let's just look at the top guys here. So Abu Sama, Iowa State, really talented freshman running back, jumped out as a freshman. Excuse me. We'll put Capers on the board. I'm not really interested at cornerback. We're bringing back a lot of guys there. Middle linebacker, we are loaded at that spot. Braylon McReynolds. Running back, we just got so many guys at a lot of these spots. We'll add him on the list too. Cam Coleman, the former 5-star. Don't really need a wide receiver, but may take a look at that. Let's now that we are actually at this point, we can take a look and see some development traits. So we do have star for Keldon Leonard. The 5-star gym quarterback, I think, is going to be a future starter for us. So good to see that development trait for him. McGinnis gets elite. So him and Tobias are big body power backs that have got great development traits. That's awesome to see. McNulty impact, DiNapoli impact, Adenton with star. That's excellent. Let's just take a look, see how Cam Coleman is developing. We don't know his development trait, but I'm sure it's star. I might have to. We'll take a look. I got a bunch of players. I don't have that much room, so to speak, really and truly. Didn't really have that many people leave, but I might look into bringing in him. Star for Goodwell. Impact and star for these two 5-star tackles is nice. Impact for both of the guards. Even the 4-star bus got impact development. That's good. Then trainer, star. How's this guy looking? 91 finesse moves. Speed rush. Like, I just don't know. I need to jot this down in my notes. I'm looking at maybe a wide receiver and a right end. And then I'll take a look at this guy as an outside linebacker. 87 power moves, 82 speed. We'll take a look. So outside linebacker, defensive end, and wide receiver. I need to actually take a look. So star and star is great for them too. Star and star is great for them too. No cornerbacks. And then punter, impact. Okay. So is it worth taking a look at adding these guys to our rooms now? So Cam Coleman is probably going to be an 80-plus overall wide receiver at this point. Humphreys and Evans are obviously both already there. I don't really know. There's not a point. I mean, I really want to play like these guys down here. Like, I think Cantrell is going to be a really, really good player for us. But that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we brought in Coleman, that would end up being 7, 8, 9, 10 wide receivers is a lot. So he's a deep threat, 93 spec catch, 92 agility, 93 speed, Route running is solid. He doesn't seem to be crazy good though. He is a sophomore, so that'll make him a junior. Like he would probably fit in as a starter for us. I might decide it's like 96 speed, 92. I mean, I think Coleman would be like a good fit at the X, and we could hold off Tuggle for one more year. You know what? I'd rather try to maybe figure some of this stuff out later on. So who is the others? We had a defensive end we were looking at. So we got two guys here, a left and a right end. Green is going to be a junior, 91 finesse moves. He's going to be a guy that can help us pass rush right now. Let's take a look at that spot. There's a lot of really good players. Yeah, there's just no point. The other guy's a right outside linebacker. So Chris Jones is a pass coverage guy. Really good athletes there. Both of them have good enough finesse moves to probably be used also as like pass rushers. Because like, they're gonna have a hard time getting on the field over Bowles, Allen, and Wilson, just as off-ball linebackers. So what was this? And I'm all for bringing the most talented players that we can. But what was his? So he's a power rusher. 87 power moves. So could definitely. I think I'd rather make a move for him over Green. 240 at that spot is just not great. I'm getting a phone call. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'll pause this. All right, guys. Sorry about that. We are back. So Green is a right end at 240. Doesn't really fit what we're looking for there. I think I'll throw something on Capers though. 87 power moves, good athlete. Actually has good zone coverage. Like he might be somebody I think that could maybe get some playing time for us. He's a championship contender. We'll just go ahead and have him come in, and we'll try to go ahead and see if we can maybe get him to commit. See how much he likes us, I guess. I'll probably end up doing the same thing with Coleman here. 50's all I can do. He's got pro potential as his thing. Yeah, we can roll with that. But I think I'll go after them. Let me take I may not have another actual player to go after. Actually, I think pretty much everybody is committed at this point. So Capers. and we'll just peek around the roster and see if I think there's a weakness that we could really go after. But I feel pretty good about where we're going to be at. So Stockton is back. So I just don't. So it took off Newman, took off the transfer, but didn't take off everybody else. So Stockton's obviously back as QB1. Needs to work on that deep ball accuracy though. Yeah, got plenty of running backs. Not worried about that position at all. Wide receivers, bringing in Coleman, I think really would be a good thing. I think that would be a good move. Somebody like Dexter Dallas may end up kind of being fodder. He is a hometown kid, so we'll see. Tight end. I liked the tight end that we're bringing in, Lucky and Riddell. Starting to get a little up there with Lucky being a senior, but I think Riddell and the kid we're bringing in this class will be really good players for us. Left tackle, feel okay about that. Feel really good about there. Feel good about center. Feel good about guard. Feel good about right tackle. Defensive line, I know we're bringing in some guys there as well. Feel good about where we are, at least for next year. Yeah, I'm good with not bringing in anybody there. Defensive tackle is a really, really good spot for us. Left outside linebacker is probably something we're going to need to focus on here over the next couple of years. Recruiting, middle linebacker is just so loaded with, the upper end older guys and then these young studs down here at the bottom. Yeah, I think right outside linebacker and a wide receiver, I think we'll keep this pretty simple. Cornerback room is going to be really good. Safety room is going to be really good. Very fortunate to be us. Yeah, I think we're going to keep it. I guess just keep it simple. We'll go after those two guys, and I think that's going to be it. Right now, we're the number 3 class, despite only having 16 players. Oregon's got 34. We picked up 6 5-stars though, so leading the way with that. So yeah, we'll go after Coleman, throwing all the points at him with the visit. I think he's a good enough player to help us out, and then going after this outside linebacker in Capers. Probably just use him more as a pass rusher. He's only 6'2", 220 though. You know what? Let's yeah, we're actually gonna swap this up. We're gonna go after the Green. He's at least 6'6", 240. Could use him. I think we're gonna do that instead. I know I'm kind of switching up plans here. 220 though on the outside linebacker when he's largely going to be just a pass rusher anyway. We'll use this. We'll just go to championship contender. So Green and Coleman are the 2 names we're looking out for. And just so I'm sure, let's double check. I don't think there's anybody else we can recruit, right? That's it. Just the 2 transfers. That is it. Okay. Coleman would be a big get for us. Be a really good Dylan Bell replacement for sure. Nothing at all. Okay. So moved up to first for Green. Adanaja Green. And we're in third for Coleman, so it might be a Green or bust. Which would be fine if we didn't bring in a wide receiver. Really, if we didn't bring either one of them, I'd be okay with that. But, obviously, now that I'm seeing him out there, would not mind. I would really have liked to brought in Harbor Whitmore from Mississippi State. So it would be Auburn. Where is this guy from again? Louisville. Okay. So, yeah, we'll keep it... keep just going with that, I guess. Did we get any other information? Maybe hard sell? No, can't do anything there. It seems like with some recent update, like your advanced screen, sometimes it doesn't show you like any recruiting information changes. We do get the commitment from Adanaje Green from Louisville. Adanaje. From Louisville, 4-star defensive end. I think he's going to be a good pass rusher for us. Certainly a usable guy there. Now it's a matter of seeing if we get something from Cam Coleman, the transfer wide receiver from Auburn. We've moved up to first for him. We've already had our visit, though, so I can't throw any more points at him. I can, though, now do the hard sell. And then can add on just another 10 there. Let's advance, see if we make a move on Cam Coleman. Oh, and he commits to Clemson. Okay. Well, it was worth a shot. So, yeah, we did add Green from Louisville as a transfer guy, so we'll see how that plays out. Not worried about anything else. We did add at least one transfer after not adding one at all last year. And it is now National Signing Day. And yeah, definitely excited to kind of bring all these players on, man. Unfortunately, did not get Coleman, but I'm okay with it. We'll take a look at position changes. I believe they do have this fixed now. Where my freshmen do show up, and Leonard is a 78 overall right out the gate. That's excellent. Let's see. Guinness is a 79 right out the gate. So actually a higher rating than Tobias was. So McGinnis is a serious threat there for sure. He's going to have to play, I believe. Let's see. All three of the freshmen here are really good. McNulty, DiNapoli, okay. Cantrell. He may end up playing over Tuggle. We'll see how things work out. Goodwell, not as highly rated as I thought, but he's a good athlete. So maybe a red shirt for him would be good. Just make sure, like, along the offensive lines, we're even kind of across the board. Looks okay. Maybe move Chuck Cotton here over to a left tackle just to even that out a little bit. Definitely got some bodies we can maybe move off of here. We'll just move Shaughnessy. He hadn't been with the program any. We'll move him over to left end just to even that out there a little bit. So that's now 4 and 5. Defensive tackle's in a good spot. That's good. Golly, the amount of linebackers. Okay, yeah, even good spot there, good spot there, good spot there. Really, really balanced roster overall. Definitely excited to see how some of these guys improve. Is there anything I can really upgrade that would help us out now? What is this? Quarterbacks earn additional XP. Okay. So I can't. What is this? Transfer stuff mainly. Okay. Can I? Oh, and I can finally unlock Elite Recruiter. Is that really worth doing though? Okay, yeah, that is worth doing for sure. So let's oh, I can't even do that. So I need to wait for more points. Okay, I need to get the recruiting thing is really what I want. What do we have here? Elite Recruiter unlocked. It finally told me that. Thank you very much. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and fast forward. No more position changes to do there. Next should be training results. And this is where things start to get interesting. You sometimes see jobs change. And C.J. Allen just erupted. I think that's a 6 overall jump from him. Maybe more than that, actually. Might be like a 9 with the boost. He is now a 98 overall. Nice. Gunnar Stockton doesn't really improve that much. Maybe a point or two. His deep accuracy is exactly the same. So the major thing I was looking for there, he may have gone up like 1 overall, maybe 2. Puglisi jumps up a little bit. Vernon jumps up a little bit. Nothing crazy, though. Running back Roderick Robinson takes a big jump. Branson stays roughly the same. Glenn Easy actually jumps up ahead of Tobias. So he jumped 7 overall. Really big offseason for him. Bowens just is not really developing. Wide receiver London Humphreys takes a big jump. Anthony Evans takes a big jump. Tuggle takes a nice jump. Cantrell, Boyce, and Dallas. All really good jumps from a lot of these guys. We've had a lot of development so far. The difference between Tuggle and Cantrell, I think, for who's going to be the, taking over the Dylan Bell role, I think is going to be a really interesting thing to watch out for. It's probably going to end up being Cantrell, but we'll take a look at that. Lucky with really good development. Khalil Blank just jumped up like 14 overall. Wow. He's essentially maxed out. He jumped up a lot in all these categories. That is a huge jump. He's now at 90 overall. Riddell just did not take a leap like Blank as. I mean, he's a blocker who's not, not going to be a great use in the passing game, but he is going to be a menace as a blocker. I mean, he's an 81 pass block. Holy cow. 82 run block, 81 pass. Yeah, he's definitely going to play. Wow, that's insane. Not a bad jump from Mahidi there, actually, either. Left tackle, Freeling is going to end up taking over that job at left tackle. Calhoun is going to hold down the spot at left guard. Bobo still improves a little bit here at center. Kelton Smith there at right guard is going to maintain. And Uini does maintain his spot there. Not really the biggest. I don't know if Christian Miller actually jumped up at all. Just in case you don't know, just because they don't necessarily jump up in overalls doesn't mean sometimes they'll improve these physicals. They'll improve in different ways, kind of like that. Really doesn't make much sense. Somebody like him that doesn't have the mentals, they can't get upgraded. But either way, still in a good spot. Jordan Hall, of course, with the massive season, gets a big jump. It's good to see. Okay. Green fits in solidly there for sure. Now our third right end, kind of the fourth or fifth guy coming off, but he does have an extra year too, which is not bad. Jamal Jarrett's a really good player. Okay. A lot of development. Defensive tackle room is loaded. Left outside linebacker. So Wilson here is a senior. Makes a jump, and Pimba just hasn't done anything, dude. He might be somebody that if I have to cut people, probably going to cut him if I do have to. He's barely better than Cole. Obviously, they're kind of different players. But, yeah, Allen takes the big jump of Raylan Wilson for the second offseason. Just does not develop. His, some of this stuff is definitely improved. For sure, the elite, improved INT attempts there for a house call is insane, but he is just not he's pretty well filled out on his cap, so I get it, but from an overall perspective, I guess he just is not really taking the big jump. He's actually been jumped by Justin Williams. Wilson's been too good for us. I feel like I have to find a way, but Allen even jumped over Bowles, who was the starter over him last year. The middle linebacker group has been really weird in development so far. I mean, Bowles was excellent for us as well. I'll have to really take a look and kind of think about this. I mean, I think CJ barely played, and he is a base 94 overall. I mean, he's just as fast as everybody that's not Raylan Wilson. His acceleration is even better than Wilson's. He's going to have to play. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's going to have to play. 99 tackle from McNabb. Can't wait to use him. Let's see. Not worried about hit power from a block shading perspective. I mean, we did struggle at times against the run last year. I mean, C.J. Allen with a 94 block shed. That's a huge jump from the rest of these guys. 99 pursuit is insane. His zone 79 is actually among the lowest, but it's right there kind of with Wilson. His man coverage is the highest. We'll take a look. CJ's probably going to have to play. I mean, that is like too high of an overall for me to kind of overlook that. Like I can overlook Raylan Wilson and play him over like Justin Williams, but I can't not. That's too big a jump for C.J. Allen. Somebody's going to lose snaps to him. See our two freshmen there, some decent mentals. Chris Jones, okay, nice development there. Ellis Robinson, big jump for him. Probably his last year in Athens, if I had to guess. Humphrey's definitely his last year in Athens. Same with Daniel Harris. DeMello, some nice development. Andre Evans, good development there. Atkins did okay despite completely redshirting. Guerrero Bolden did not upgrade at all. He's stuck at an 82 overall, which is a little weird for sure. He had a really good season. Okay. Got to kind of deal with the RNG of this, I guess, for sure. Nobody really taking a jump. Dre Hooks took a little decent jump there. Definitely will be Bolden, Aguero back there again. Woodring, solid. Lozano, just a 65 overall punter, but don't plan on punting much. Let's take a look at. Oh, can I not do? Yeah, okay. So Kevin Vernon, I'm just thinking about quarterbacks and stuff for later on. So increase composure gains on the road, increase composure late in close games, increase composure. He's a big increased composure guy, which is good. Oh, Leonard's got the elite field general. So I just can't pull him up at all. All right, well, we got to see that, and let's take a look at, see how many players we have to cut. Custom conferences, I'm just going to leave all that the same. Don't plan on changing that. I do think it is working a lot better, but still not going to do it. All right, so we look at, what is it doing? Okay, here we go. Quarterbacks, obviously we're going to keep all of these guys. Halfback, I don't want to cut Bowens, but I do not see him playing. We got to cut 6 people, so let's see. Dallas, going to try to hang on to him. Snellings is definitely gone. I don't know if there's really a point in holding on to a redshirt junior. Cotton, we'll go ahead and cut loose on him. Webb's going to end up being somebody that I cut. I just know it. I'm probably going to cut Impemba. That jump by C.J. Allen's just insane. Cornerback. DeMello's up to the 4th cornerback. Nice. Okay. I don't see much of a point, unfortunately, in keeping Jake Pope, so we'll go ahead and send him. I mean, these guys are not, it's going to be KJ and Aguero there at safety. Okay, let's come back around. That would leave, if I cut Bowens, that would leave me with 5 there. I'm going to get rid of Taylor Webb. This gets tough. It really does. I'm going to cut Impemba. I mean, he's just not Yeah, as a senior, give him a chance to play somewhere else is the way I'm going to play that off in my head. And yeah, I just don't like that running back room. Like even after this year, there would still be 3 guys ahead of him. I know I'm going to find a running back that I'm going to want to recruit. Cutting Bowens would mean having to probably take in 2 running backs. So let's take a look, see if I can find maybe somebody else to cut instead. I think it would be extremely realistic to cut, quote unquote, like pretend like Hewley just transferred out, to be honest with you. I think that's Ogboko. I mean, he has just not taken any leaps, really. Does he have like a standout trait or something that I could, like, think to live with? Low finesse moves. The way they order all this stuff is weird. We'll hang on to Bowens. I think I'm going to get rid of Nnamdi Ogboko here. That'll get us to our 85. Maybe be a little light on the defensive tackles, but we got some guys there in the future. And we are advancing. The 2026 season is upon us. Let's take a look and see. Take a look at, is there anything you can really see here? So preseason top 25 has us back at number 1 overall, a 93 overall team. Alabama's down here, number 14 is a 92 overall. The only 2 teams I see that are in the 90s. That's a really, really big jump for us. Okay, Texas A&M comes in at number 2. Preseason All-Americans. Humphreys, Lucky. So obviously the All-American stuff gets really weird because it's kind of based more on like overalls. I might have to figure something out with CJ Alex. He's gonna have to play. Maybe he just takes Bowles' snaps, and I still take Wilson with that speed. Woodring there, okay. Because yeah, all this stuff ends up being just mainly like overall based. Because I mean, obviously Anthony Evans should definitely be on this list. A lot of these do make sense though. Okay. Just out of curiosity, do they have Cam Coleman as a preseason guy? They do not. I want to take a look at what his overall was. I want to guess it's like low 80s since he was like listed as a 4-star. He is way down on their depth chart. 83 overall. Okay. We'll take a look at the custom schedules. So it has got us, of course, open in week 0, hosting UCLA at home, which I know is real. Hosting Western Kentucky, on the road to Louisville. Do still play Mississippi State. Okay. Get Oklahoma on the road, first time playing them in the series. Get Arkansas on the road, first time playing them in the series. We get Alabama again at home. Go to Kentucky. So Alabama for the 2nd straight year at home is a little weird. Florida, LSU, get them on the road. We get Auburn at home. And then get Georgia Tech. Yeah, I like that schedule. How good is Louisville supposed to be? They were 5-7 last year. So yeah, okay. I think we'll just keep this stock. We'll just roll with that. Yeah, it would have been nice to play Alabama, I guess, on the road if we were going to play them again. But so we're playing Auburn, Florida, Kentucky, and Alabama, and Mississippi State. We played them every year so far the series, and it changed up. Oklahoma, Arkansas, and LSU. I don't know that. I don't think that's exactly how the schedule is going to work in real life, but we'll take it. We'll roll with that though. I do like that schedule. And let's just kind of take a precursory look at 17 seniors. Okay. Says we do need 2 quarterbacks. I don't know why we would need 2 quarterbacks with just one. Okay. All right, so 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs. That makes sense. We'll just start off with that. We will go to quarterbacks recommended. I think I want to kind of look at maybe like these improvisers. Improviser. I want to first take a look at guys that kind of have me first, because I like the quarterbacks that we have, so not overly worried about necessarily getting the best player in the world if it means like getting into a recruiting battle. 91 throw power, 80 speed, 76 medium accuracy is not great though. So we'll come back to that. We'll take a look at the 5-star. I'm good with that. He's a scrambler, so not really my biggest thing. We'll take a look at Jamal Roby here too. So we're taking Waiters for sure off. Take a look at Bigsby here. It's a 5-star bust, but it's still a 5-star bust. 91 throw power. Bigsby's got, he's a 4-star bust, but ain't bad. Let's just take a look at just any stages, all the quarterbacks. Some reason our playing time for Bigsby is an A+, but it's a C+ for Zach Catula. It's a little weird. Really want to find obviously like a gym quarterback would still be nice. He doesn't have the arm strength really, so he's off the board. Let's see. So Bigsby's got the best throw power, the best speed, and the best accuracy, even though he's a quote-unquote 5-star bust. We're going to roll with him there. Oh, I got to find 2 quarterbacks anyway. Sorry for the language. Who is the other one? Waiters I was not really interested in. Is it Duckett? No. So got to have 2. I think I'd rather just go Roby in that situation. I do kind of like that Duckett has the road dog, so we'll go with him for this other spot. Okay. We need 2 running backs, and I have like a really specific thing that I'm looking for. I definitely want elusive guys. I got a lot of power guys that are in the program and stuff now, so that is kind of what I'm looking for, and it's nice to see the top guy here is that power backs are kind of everywhere, it feels like. Let's just look at all the running backs. Receiving back, I could definitely deal with that. A guy like Plunkett. Receiving back, we'll take a look. That gives us a couple there. I don't have just an endless amount of scouting things here. 90 speed receiving back, 86 change of direction. Not particularly crazy about that. Okay, there's the first guy that's definitely hitting the board. So receiving back, but 90 speed, I mean, just not great. I mean, slower than my power backs. Like, that's kind of a problem that I'm having with some of these receiving backs that I'm seeing. Speed. I'll try to take a look at maybe one more running back. that's pretty much it for the video. If you're still watching at this point in time, I'm just kind of keeping y'all on board while I'm looking through the initially through the recruiting classes and stuff. I want to look specifically for a elusive back, I think. Take a look at Crook. And Jermaine Cameron. I want to find like some breakaway. 93 speed there again. Okay. All right, so it's going to take off Plunkett. I know he's a 5-star. Going to take off Lucky. We're going to roll with these 3 guys that give me a little bit more speed. It says I need 2 tight ends. Okay. Sure. I cannot believe the jump that Blank got. That was insanity. Pull up all of them. Number 1 tight end position type has interest in us. Brian Blanks is a blocking guy. Blocking. I really would rather have either possession or a vertical threat, since I have a couple of blockers already there. Okay, that's a good one to get right there. We'll go ahead and we'll go after Waller and Rubin for right now, as far as tight end is concerned. Thankfully, just a couple of offensive linemen to click through, because they seem to be like the hardest ones to recruit to me. Definitely go after the number 1 guy. Another top 10 guy there, his position. Maybe throw on like a light or something for right now on there. Then we needed just 1 guard. Number 1 guy wants to come. Just do that and we'll click through and take a look at them. What do we need? Just 1 apiece for them, right? Yeah. 5-star Jim, nice. He should be an excellent player. Okay, nice. Then that pretty much takes care of the offensive line. Defensively, need a whole lot of everything. So we will start off we'll just kind of go down the board and start adding players. We'll go over to defensive end. Top end guy wants to come to school here. Great. Great. I definitely like to kind of go after guys that kind of already have me higher. And then, once I scout them, if they're not looking great, maybe then kind of balancing off from that. Trimming down, maybe trying to find somebody else at that point in time. Not finding any gems, which means there might be some other ones. Okay, there's one, so he definitely gets a scholarship. We have recruiting hours, though. Obviously, to use a 5-star, not a gem, not a bust. 86 finesse moves, good athlete. 84 speed, yeah, we're all about that. 80 power moves, 87 strength. Yep, don't really need to see anymore. Toledo, 85 block shedding. Definitely more of a run stuffer, which you could use some of that here for sure. Pope's a speed rusher. Yeah, I mean, you might as well offer all these guys, really and truly. They all look like they're solid, but Rooks is definitely the one kind of look out for there. How many ends am I trying to bring in? Just 1, so that's going to get interesting there. Defensive tackle. Can kind of just try to find 1 or 2 here. and a top 10 player in all of the sport. Definitely a good place to start. We'll take a look at those top 3 defensive tackles, though. There we go. Love that. Would have loved an instant commit. Have not had one yet. Had a couple last year. Gillian had a really good, couple of good mentals. Yeah, we'll offer to all those guys. Definitely would love to have Costa there. Now need 2 outside linebackers and 3 middle linebackers. I got a second, a first, second, and we'll add another second there. Middle linebacker. Take a look at Acho. It's always worth checking in that. We'll add Pruitt as well. So we needed what? 2 outside linebackers and 3 middle linebackers. Well, I apologize. My game crashed there for some reason. At least I should still be, hopefully, with the majority of that recruiting still done. If not, then if that recruiting was not saved, then I'll just end this stuff here and I'll do the recruiting off screen. That way, y'all don't have to sit there and watch that. Let's take a look though and see if it did or did not. That's the first crash I've had from the game. And none of it is done. So, I'll end the episode here. And I'll go back through and do all that myself. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Definitely excited for the 2026 season. We see the schedule that we're rocking with. Ranked number 1 coming into the season. Got a really exciting schedule. If you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe. And check out the Tulane Dynasty I also have working on the channel. And check out my Atlanta Hawks franchise I got working on NBA 2K25. And until next time, thank you guys so much for tuning in.